Let's get it! Hello everyone. Welcome to my live review of this marshmallow snack. It's called a flump. Let me see if I can shield it from the... There we go. Flump. It's a delicacy here in the UK. It's basically just a marshmallow. Like a tube marshmallow in a packet. It's a supreme snack here in the UK. I haven't had one in about 10 years. So I'm very excited to eat this flump today. And I'm excited for no other reason. You know, there's nothing else going on today that would get me excited. How are we all doing? We all feeling good? Look at this thing! Woo! I'm doing that like Game of Thrones meme with the sausage. Woo! Love it. How are we all feeling? How are we all doing? Are we all excited about Quest 3? That just happened. That's a thing that happened. I'm sitting here just cracking on with my life, and then I find out that that's been announced, you know, and there's even a little trailer for it and all sorts. I didn't have any prior knowledge that that was happening. I know some people think Quest Ambassador, he's going to know all the information. I had no freaking idea that was going to happen in the way that it did, and today when it did. So I'm hyped. I will say I want more information about it, because it's good to say 40% thinner, better resolution, you know, better graphics, but I want to see some hard information. You know, I want to know what the resolution is. I want to know what the screen is. I want to know what the optics are. I want to know hard facts, I guess. I love that they use Demio for the pass-through. Demio is like the best example of pass-through. I'm waving this around. I'm going to eat this. Oh, it's not as nice as I remember. Oh, yeah. That is some artificial marshmallow flavour. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm really excited that Quest 3 has been announced. For anyone who didn't see it, we'll watch the trailer in a second, but it's a few hero shots, so that's the front fascia of the Quest 3 itself. And I think this has been rumoured for quite some time. I think Bradley actually reported on this design a long time ago. He had some CAD images that were like leaked out to him. So we kind of knew it was going to look like this for a long time. Wasn't expecting the controllers, though, to look like they do. I know there was a report earlier this week or last week that mentioned that they weren't going to be using the tracking rings, and it was going to look a little bit like the Quest Pro. And I do like the Quest Pro controllers. My question is, how do they track, and what tech are they using to track? Because obviously there's no cameras on these, so I'm curious to hear what Meta have cooked up in their lab for tracking. But I think they look really slick. They look really, really nice. The Quest Pro controllers are very nice. I do like them a lot. Hey, thank you for the donation, Snowtoad. You absolute legend. I remember them being a bit chalky. It was very chalky. Not very nice at all. Yeah, I'm excited. It's Quest 3. You know, ultimately, Quest 3 was a huge gateway into VR for so many people. It wasn't my first VR headset. I'd been using VR headsets prior to the Quest 2's launch. But the Quest 2, you know, love Meta, hate Meta, whatever your feelings are on Meta, the Quest 2 moved the needle for VR. It did something big for VR. It did start to open the door for more people to come in and play VR and understand how cool this medium is, how immersive this medium is, how exciting this medium is. So any successor to that is going to be exciting to me. Quest Pro didn't hit the mark for me. Quest Pro fell really short. I think it was priced far too high, and it didn't do enough to justify the cost. It didn't do enough to justify its own existence. As much as I do like it as a PC VR headset, I also know I can get equivalent headsets for my PC for a lot less money. So yeah, Quest Pro kind of didn't do it for me. But this at $499, yeah, I think that's the step people have been waiting for. I think that's the leap that people have been waiting for. But again, I think we need to know what the cold hard specs are going to be before people can be certain about wanting to jump in and grab it. You know, ultimately. But because it's great to say that it's got better resolution and a better quality screen, but until we know exactly what the resolution is and we know exactly what the screen is, it's hard to quantify exactly how good that's going to be. So Quest 2 is about to be $299 again. Yeah, it's getting a big old price cut again, but it's going back to its original price. It's like the price I paid when I bought mine. So yeah, it's exciting. I think it's good to see headsets coming out at this kind of price point. I know $499 isn't cheap, especially not in today's economical climate. But it's still cheaper than a lot of the headsets we've seen coming out recently. You know, Big Screen Beyond looks amazing, £1,000. Apple's probably going to be £3,000 when Valve release their next headset. You know, it's likely going to be close to £1,000 unless they really surprise us. So something in this kind of £500, $500 ballpark is just, it's good to see. It's good to see that there are still VR products coming out within that range. And yes, they are getting more expensive, but I think it's important that we still try and cater to the audience that were won over by the Quest 2. I'm going to play the trailer. I'm going to play the Quest 3 trailer. I don't know if you've seen it. If you have, you're about to see it again. Let's have a little look at the Quest 3 trailer, shall we? Because it's a funky trailer. It's got some music that's probably going to demonetize me, but I don't really care. Here we go. Whee! I'll eat my flump.
Make your move, go ahead, switch it up. What you gonna do with the power? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with the power? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do? What you gonna do with the power? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do? What you gonna do with the power? You gon' go ahead, switch it up. Switch it up. Switch it up. Switch it up. Hello, hello, about to be a good time. Switch it up. Switch it up. Switch it up. Switch it up. Make it move.
Very cool. I chose the IGN version there. Don't know why. God damn you, IGN. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it looks cool. It's good that it's this year. It's something to look forward to. Although this year is absolutely stacked with VR goodness. I mean, regardless of how you feel about Apple getting involved in VR and how it, I've talked to so many different people with so many different opinions on it just this week. And some people are very much of the opinion that it's going to change the world as we know it, almost. You know, change the world of VR as we know it. And I've got other people that are kind of saying it won't as a first attempt, but what it will do is inject confidence into VR and XR as a whole. Because as soon as Apple are involved in something and are starting to make moves into a specific area, investors, other companies are going to start looking at it going, well, shit, if Apple are interested in this and they're injecting money into it, then there's something to it. And love them or hate them, Apple have that power. There's a lot to be excited about if you're a VR lover right now. I think a lot of the things that are going to happen over the next few months are going to be really kind of impactful to VR as a whole, whether you buy into the tech or not. I don't personally think I'll end up dropping £3,000 on an Apple headset. I've said that a few times. As much as I'd love to, I don't think I can justify that kind of cost on a headset unless it does something transformative, and then I'll sell my spleen. I think you can sell a spleen. I don't think you need it. No one's ever told me what a spleen does. So sell that. Appendix, they're pointless. They go wrong all the time, and like you don't need it. Kidney, get rid of one of them. Lung, one lung can probably do the job of two lungs. Two lungs seems excessive. So we sell it all. Both are spleen. Humans only have one spleen, right? Or are you talking about us both? We're going in together on this. We're going to sell a spleen each and make some money. Mental. Going to be making all the rounds, got all the tabs open. Yeah, so many people are streaming this today. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a real privilege, pleasure to be able to sit here and chat VR with you guys. We've got 7 minutes and 30 something seconds before the showcase starts. Drop your predictions into the chat. I want to genuinely see what you guys think you're going to see here today, because I think this showcase is going to be all about the games, balls to the wall. Hour and 15 minutes of just games. And I think that because of the way they announced Quest 3. Everyone already had their eyes on Meta for today because of the gaming showcase. So if you're into VR, you knew this was happening today, your eyes were already firmly looking at this event. I don't think they needed to take up any time in this event to showcase the Quest 3 because they already had people's attentions. So dropping it early this morning like that, it keeps the eyes on Meta. It puts more eyes on the showcase because Quest 3 starts trending. People start looking for that, and then that points you towards the showcase. I think it's actually a smart move. I would be surprised if we see anything about the Quest 3 in this showcase. I think this is just going to be games. I think it's going to be an hour and a bit of games, and that is exciting. For me, personally, because I freaking love games. That's why I'm here. So, all right, what we got? what we got? Tarzan VR 2, amazing. I can't wait. GTA, that was always going to be there. When was that announced? 2 years ago. 3 new AAA games, please. Oh, Miku, define AAA. What do you want? Like, what's a AAA game in your opinion? Hellsweeper. I'm hyped for Hellsweeper. Whether it will show up here, I don't know. It feels like that's kind of should be close to release. Like we should be getting that soon, right? It should be here. I don't know. Maybe they'll just give us a release date in this. I don't know. San Andreas VR, GTA, Assassin's Creed, new AAA. I'm not expecting it, but I'm hoping San Andreas. San Andreas. Behemoth. Prostate Simulator 3 with haptics. Whew, you want to feel the clench. That was a good motion. Like that. That was good. Uncensored Resident Evil 4 VR, please. Well, you'll technically get that with... Well, it depends what you mean about uncensored. If you mean looking up Ashley's skirt, then I think that's over, my friend. I think the world's moved on. But if you want like a more hardcore version, obviously we've got the PSVR 2 version launching at some point. They already posted a video for Quest 3. They did indeed. Everyone is saying GTA. Yeah, I know. Funny that. Probably Asgard's Wrath. I think you mean Asgard, but I like Asgard's better. I hate games. I want more business apps. I hope you're lying. Assassin's Creed. Oh, seeing a lot of Assassin's Creed, which is great. Really, really good. GTA in VR for reasons. Krusty, I think GTA in VR would be the perfect game for you. I truly believe that. I think you'd be able to make content on that for the next 20 to 30 years, and it would all be incredible. So for your sake, I do hope we get GTA in VR. A new IP, something completely different, always. Astrobot 2. I think you're at the wrong showcase. Official Doom ports, new Capcom port, hentai games with haptics. You guys have got some crazy, yeah, some crazy answers here. Power Wash Sim, that would be dope. I freaking love Power Wash. What else we got? GTA, Lone Echo, Green Hell multiplayer. Yeah, that's happening, isn't it? It's like they've confirmed that. We haven't seen anything. Redfall VR. You can mind. I was going to swear, then I won't swear. I feel like this is a bit more of a PG, family-friendly stream. Anyone could be watching this, so I won't swear. But I was going to tell you to leave politely because Redfall is just absolute poop. I need my freedom to do bad things. Have you ever played a game and done good things, Krusty? I think that's probably my question to you. Have you ever been a nice person? I've never seen it. Not once. Not once. I'm not even reading that. A Minecraft update. Brilliant. Boneworks, Batman. Hi, Beardo. Do you think Quest 3 will be better than Quest Pro in terms of specs? I don't think it will be... Oh, man. It's such a tough one. The Quest Pro is such a confusing headset for me. And it raises a lot of questions. If the Quest 3 has quote-unquote better specs than the Quest Pro, then I guess the question would be, why does the Quest Pro cost what it costs? I still haven't fundamentally found a reason why the Quest Pro would cost as much as it does. For me, it's a great PC VR headset. The clarity, the resolution, fantastic. I really do rate it. it isn't as comfortable as my Quest 2. But I never would have spent £1,000 on it. I was very privileged and very lucky to be sent one by Meta. And my honest answer is, I wouldn't have paid for it myself. I would pay for my Quest 2 a million times over. I did pay for my Quest 2. I bought my Quest 2 before I was in any way working alongside or in tangent with Meta. So I love my Quest 2 and I swear by that and I believe in that product. That's the reason I joined the Ambassador program, because I was like, well, I already believe in this thing, so I'm not really losing out on anything. But the Quest Pro is a product I don't necessarily believe in. And that's just my unfiltered truth. So I'd be interested to see the Quest 3's cold hard specs versus the Quest Pro, because surely it can't be better, right? Because it's half the price. Or have they got to that point where they can achieve those results at a lower cost? I don't know. I really don't know. I'd be surprised if it's technically better. But a new Qualcomm chip that's 2 times as powerful as the Quest 2, that alone makes it sound a far more appealing thing to me than Quest Pro ever was. You know, I'm going to have more headroom. These games are going to look better. They're going to run faster. Menu system is going to be smoother. The menu on the Quest 2 is a slow thing sometimes, and it winds me up. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited. Oh, thank you very much for the donation, Zach Gaming, you absolute legend. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Evening. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Set the bar low. New songs for Beat Saber. That's a low bar. I think we probably will get that. Right, we're 1 minute away. 1 minute away. More lightweight should make it a good PC VR headset as well. Well, Josh, that's an interesting thing, because they said it's thinner. Didn't say anything about it being lighter. Which, take that as you will, you know. I don't think we'll know really anything concrete until September, until Connect rolls around. So 27th of September, we should get some hardcore details about Quest 3. But they said it's thinner. They didn't say it's lighter. So bear that one in mind. Would love Resident Evil 5 VR with the co-op. I think Resident Evil 5 Remake is next. I think we're getting that next. And with the rate that Capcom are going, I wouldn't be surprised if it did add VR. Co-op, I don't know. Co-op was so fundamental and kind of core to that game. I'd be gutted if they removed it. I really would. No info on lenses yet. I think it's Pancake. I think they're Pancake lenses. But again, I think I'm just going on little bits of rumor that I've found floating around online from people like Bradley and people that have grabbed anything they can get and compiled it into one place. So yeah. Supposedly it weighs the same but feels lighter because it doesn't stick out as far. Yeah, I guess it's about centre of gravity and it's going to be closer to your face. If it weighs the same, I'm not too fussed. The only thing I'm worried about is bloody starting. Metal Cat Studios? Jesus Christ!
Long have I guarded this
Thank you!
kingdom,
That's a mental
protecting
donation.
the barrier between darkness and light. But invaders from another world threaten to take my home.
Thank you.
I won't let them.
Pump the volume up. Oh, there was no volume. Oh! Is that multiplayer? So this is the pre-show. No More Rainbows, by the way, is freaking awesome. If you like Super Meat Boy, Mario, smashing cute characters to pieces, check it out. Honestly, again, thank you so much, Metal Cat Studios. That is so, so generous. Nice. That's cool. I love little cities. Building your own island, that's like a great... I'm glad they're doing content for that constantly. I thought it would be like a one and done thing, but they've been really growing that game out. Ooh. What the f... What is this? Ah! What the hell is that? It's like poker, but they put knives through your hands for some reason. So just to make it clear, this is the pre-show, this isn't the actual show. So these are like announcements before the big announcements. So, not the big stuff yet. Like 7 minutes or something. There's like a... I'm just moving around now. Ah! There's a there's like a countdown, but it's where my face is. Look, there you go. So you can see it. Oh, Journey to the Center of the Earth. What a course! Evil Lairs. Is this is mini golf. This is walkabout. Oh. Laser Lair! Yeah, I freaking love Walkabout. Exploding Kittens! That's cool. Crossplay. Oh, I love Walkabout mini golf, man. Always happy for more courses. Damn. Nice big chunky update to Onward. That's cool. Very cool. I forgot they're like a Meta studio, like they're owned by Meta.
Welcome to my arena of hellfire. In here, no one plays guns.
It's Demio, PvP.
2 sides enter, but only one side can survive. Let the battle commence!
Let's begin!
Time for battle. Guardian ready.
Shall we do this?
That's cool.
Feel the burn!
Very cool. Demio battles. There's a like button that needs some love. Thank you very much, Harachai. I always forget to remind people to do that stuff. I can always count on you. I appreciate it.
My dear little Sproutling, you are a special one.
It's out today?
It's time a bit more flexible. You and all your other selves. You were created a part of me. We are connected. We are nature. We are one.
What's the countdown for? Countdown is for when the actual showcase starts. This is pre-show. So this isn't the showcase yet. Who called it? Someone in the chat said power wash. And I need you to come forward right now. Where are you getting your intel from? Power wash is sick. I love power wash. Hell yeah. You were joking? Nah, Kawaii. You got some intel somewhere. I don't trust you anymore. That was cool. Cool little pre-show. So no big announcements in that. Well, power wash is big. Power wash is definitely a big announcement. That's something I would have thought they would say for main show, like bulky main show announcement. Power wash is it's one of those games that, like, if you try and explain it to someone, it sounds dull as all hell. But then you play it yourself and you kind of like, well, I'd like to hope you play it yourself and you're like, oh shit, I get this. I understand why it's so addictive. But it can take like hours to do some of those levels. So that's kind of problematic for you need a Bobo battery pack or a rechargeable head strap for the quest if you're going to try and attempt some of those levels. Yeah, power should be great. Hopefully it retains the co-op. Obviously flat screen, you can play it with up to 6 people total. And they've got DLC for like SpongeBob, Final Fantasy, Tomb Raider. There's a Warhammer DLC coming. So you can like wash like locations for all these places. If they can get that stuff over onto Quest, that's just so cool. But the core game's massive. The core game's like a lot of levels. Love that. That's great. I'm floating. I am floating a little bit. I'll put myself back in the corner now. Don't need me up there anymore. Don't need me up there anymore. Thank you, Snow Toad. I appreciate your donation. Thank you so much. You're super generous. So now we're going into this. Oh, hold on. All of the games you're about to see today, even the ones you'll see for the first time, are slated to launch within the next year. There's always the risk of games slipping due to the very real challenges of development, but we want to show you games you'll be playing sooner rather than later. That said, there are so many amazing games in development that aren't in today's show. Ooh. If you don't see a game you're looking forward to, sit tight. We can't wait to share more details on everything we have in store this year. Thanks for watching, thanks for building, and thanks for playing. Let the games begin. That sounds like that's probably about GTA. Like, I don't know, man. That's like, temper your expectations, people. Alright, here we go, main show. Let's get into it. I'm shrinking. Hey, thank you, Biggity. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Welcome, everyone, to our 3rd annual MetaQuest Gaming Showcase. I'm thrilled to be back hosting, and it's a big day. This morning, Mark Zuckerberg shared that our MetaQuest 3, our next-gen VR headset, is launching later this year. MetaQuest 3 is our follow-up to MetaQuest 2, and will feature advanced tech that opens up new possibilities in both VR and MR. It will also be backwards compatible with Quest 2's entire library of over 500 games and apps. Later in the show, we'll explore Oculus Studio's biggest and most immersive game ever with a gameplay deep dive.
Ooh.
A game that will take advantage of MetaQuest 3's cutting-edge hardware. We have way more to share when MetaQuest 3 releases, including specs, more apps and experiences, and a whole slate of groundbreaking MR content. These are all stepping stones toward our long-term vision for building the metaverse. But for today's showcase, it's all about VR games. Every title you see today will be playable on both MetaQuest 2 and 3, and is currently set to launch in the next 12 months. So let's get started.
I love that. I love that they're coming out in the next 12 months. No messing around. Really exciting.
Are you ready?
Samba de Amigo. Amazing. I haven't seen Samba de Amigo in about 100 years. But Sega doing something in VR is cool.
Samba de Amigo in VR. I could not be more excited because music is such an important part of my life. I was a professional musician for years, and at Meta, I've gotten to work with the talented teams behind a bunch of other rhythm games. Playing Samba de Amigo in VR feels like it's always belonged here. And I can't wait to see everyone shaking their maracas when Sega brings the game to the MetaQuest store this fall.
Pre-order
Back
now.
in February, Shell Games revealed I Expect You to Die 3, Cog in the Machine. Today, I can confirm that this 3rd helping of Spy Hijinks, or Spyjinks, is coming to the MetaQuest store this year. Hopefully your skills haven't gotten too rusty, because this threequel will send agents on their most challenging mission yet. Confront more villainous villains, tackle more perilous perils, and expect to die a few more times.
Love these games.
Oh, you are either very strong or that steering wheel was not attached correctly.
Dr. Roxana Prism is a former inventor for the agency. She truly believes she can create a better agent.
Oh, hey, I'm a butler.
You'll either prove her wrong, or prove her right. You're dead in that second scenario.
Once you're dead, everyone will see just how superior my robots are to human agents.
Hey, you found some nickel. Do it again and you'll have 10 cents.
Every time we encounter Agent Phoenix, we get stronger.
Check this out, we can fly now.
It's simply a matter of time and iteration.
Don't think
perusing Dr. P's notes I left in there? Aren't they great? Sometimes I look at them because they make me happy.
You don't have to play the series in order, but if you'd like to, you'll find the first 2 games bundled in the MetaQuest store for 40% off for a limited time.
Cool.
That's not all Shell Games is working on. They made a promise at last year's showcase. 3 games over the next 2 years. Hot off the press, let me introduce you to Silent Slayer, Vault of the Vampire.
Oh!
Silent Slayer is a single-player horror game that'll bring you face-to-face with slumbering vampires. And as you might guess from the title, stealth is key to survival. As Shell Games puts it, silence is golden, sound is death. Spooky. Let's take a peek.
I like horror. I like vampires.
Keep silent. Gently. At last. Aim for the center of the chest. And do not be gentle.
Okay. Like a vampire hunting game. That's cool. Silent Slayer. Shell are a very good developer. They're very knowledgeable with VR, so... Okay. Short trailer, though. I want more gameplay.
At last year's showcase, we
Redwall
revealed
VR.
Ghostbusters,
Redfall
Rise
VR.
of the Ghost Lord. And then I got to drive off into the sunset in the iconic Ecto-1. For this year's show, Sony Pictures VR and nDreams put together a little dossier on the Ghost Lord himself. Who is he, and how did he get to be so mean? Along the way, we'll get a glimpse of the West Coast's first Ghostbusters HQ, some iconic San Francisco landmarks, and the spirits and specters that you'll be trapping there with your friends. Let's take a look.
Acting.
You think you know the whole story of the Ghostbusters. Well, you don't know my story. 1984. My research brought me to Columbia University, where I studied under the Ghostbusters. They dismissed my work, called it dangerous. But in San Francisco, I can show them. With its untapped cauldron of the undead. Where others saw fear, I saw subjects. How could I know my research would stir a dormant evil? The Ghost Lord. Alcatraz. Tortured souls, whose guilt I could drain and drain again. Their pain, the price of progress. My dear assistant Katie understands. Soon everyone will understand. Especially you, Ghostbusters, with your silly parlor tricks. You will see the progress I have made. Know the power I have harnessed. You will realize that I, Gustav Hookfather, am the genius who gave the world endless, clean energy. The Ghost Lord is coming.
What have I brought upon the world?
The time of the Ghost Lord is here.
Aw, why didn't it do it? That's just mean. I'm excited for that. Just for like a, I love Ghost. Ah, she's got a whole
Check this
suit.
out. The team let me into the San Francisco Ghostbusters HQ a little early, and it's still under construction, but I've got my proton pack, my PKE meter, and I know exactly who I'm teaming up with to take out the Ghost Lord. Because if there's one thing you can say about me, is that I ain't afraid of no ghost. Whew. Anyway, when we asked one homicide,
I thought they were going to show some more gameplay then.
NX, what's something players will love about your new game? They said, you can lose an arm, then pick it back up and bash your enemies with it. There you go. Underdogs is a physics-based brawler where you wrap yourself in your 5-ton gorilla mech and rampage through New Bracca, the 22nd century mech fighting capital of the world. Take on whatever the pitmasters throw your way and upgrade your mech to be even more fearsome. But remember, the more you climb the ranks, the more every lowlife in the city will be gunning for you. So get ready to claw your way up the food chain.
mech game.
Yo, this city ain't never gonna let two base boys like us in. Nah, this the jungle out here, bruv.
Bruv!
If we wanna get into New Braca, we're gonna have to fight like fucking animals. Watch out. No madman. And I got the style like Gangnam. Bang bang in my gangland. Turn man upside down like a handstand. Don't this man, me not use this man. When I'm on arms like wristband. My walk, none of them boy can't withstand. Them are the minimal, I'm like beautiful. When I get this, we like this beautiful. Human as stuff, all like minerals. Send to your army, what's man killable? With man syllables. I want to some of them, they think of some joke thing. Nah, sir. Watch out. Man don't get fucked up, man don't get ball. Man don't get passed up, man don't get ball. Man don't get messed up, man don't get ball. Man don't get passed, man don't get ball.
Rick! You're in the wreck! Get up, man! The bubble's critical. Your arm's broken clean off. Beardo, they're coming in for the kill. Get up and fight!
When I start working, man get shook. In my face, then boy can't look. They will get fried like they will get cooked. All South set, I don't get overlooked.
South London roadman game, innit, bruv? Weird choice. Well, it's not weird choice. It's just how they talk there. Some of them.
At last year's show, we revealed NFL Pro Era, the first NFL and NFLPA licensed VR football sim. Since the games launched last October, you've completed over 3 million NFL seasons and unlocked over 9 million trophies. But what's next? Here to tell you is Status Pro president and co-founder and former NFL wide receiver, Andrew Hawkins.
Thanks, Ruth. Our goal last year at Status Pro was to give people the experience of being NFL QB1, feeling the rush of stepping onto the field and leading your favorite NFL team to victory. And the positive response we got from our community was overwhelming, but that was just the beginning. Later this year, we're upping the game with the next evolution of NFL Pro Era. This year is all about showing the world what you've got. With the new version of NFL Pro Era, we're expanding multiplayer so you and your best friend can pit your favorite teams against each other and see who comes out on top. There's a world of competition out there, and we want to see how our community's QB skills stack up. We got a lot more to share, though, between now and launch. New features, new modes. This is more than a roster update. The next version of NFL Pro Era will build on last year's game in so many cool ways, and we cannot wait to get it in your hands. Check us out on social. We posted a lot of community and game updates there before we launch this fall. This is really cool, by the way.
Thanks, Hawk. All right, moving on from the field to the court.
BMF will be happy.
Back in December, Resolution Games, creators of Blastin' and Demio, revealed their latest project, Racket Club, an all-new sport designed exclusively for VR. Practice your swing solo, play pickup matches with people all around the world, or just hang out and socialize courtside with your friends in this one-of-a-kind sports complex. Here's a new look at Racket Club.
I can't remember this being announced last year. So it's not tennis. I thought it was tennis, but those courts are like this big. Tiny little boxed-in tennis courts, but it's not tennis. Sounds like tennis, but it's not tennis.
At our debut gaming showcase, I premiered the launch trailer for Wraith: The Oblivion Afterlife.
Good
from
game.
Fast Travel Games.
Very good game.
It was the first VR game set in the world of darkness.
Ooh.
And today, we're diving back into the world of supernatural horror with an all-new adventure RPG, Vampire: The Masquerade Justice. which will send you to Venice. But not the Venice you see on postcards. You are a vampire, comfortable in the city's darkest shadows. Hide in plain sight, drink the blood of mortals, and use your vampiric abilities to become the ultimate judge of the guilty. So, without further ado, let's sink our teeth into the debut trailer for Vampire the Masquerade Justice.
Vampire the Masquerade? Damn! That's freaking cool!
Venice. Italy. Felt like I was back on square one. Hiding in the night. I didn't want to get dragged into this. But the guilty must be punished. You'd do well to remember that. Because if you don't, I'll make things very uncomfortable for you.
Yeah! That's cool. I was getting like Saints and Sinners and Dishonored vibes
Next,
from that trailer.
An adventure that never needs to end. This one is special
Very
to
cool.
me. It's developed by Othergate, a studio co-founded by 4 VR veterans who I used to work with for years on the Oculus Studios team on our very first and super popular franchise, Dead and Buried. I know firsthand that these guys are masters at making fun multiplayer games, and I am honored to announce their next project, Dungeons of Eternity. This 1 to 3 player dungeon crawler generates levels from hundreds of unique chambers, so no 2 trips are the same. You'll explore dark crypts, ruined castles, and deep caverns. Battle monstrous enemies with melee and magic, solve puzzles, avoid traps, gather loot, escape back to safety, level up, and then do it all over again in a brand new dungeon. Take a look.
I do like dungeon crawlers. That is something I like. Yeah, I'll play that. Always in need of more co-op games, especially ones that have got some replayability. And that sounds like it's procedural, so it should have loads of replayability.
Okay, we brought back Samba de Amigo, but we must have other beloved classics waiting in the wings, right?
Yes.
How about one of the best-selling games of the 90s?
Yes.
An iconic mystery, maybe? Something a little spooky?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we have one like that.
It's you! Don't be afraid. I'm here to help. There are many like me here, trapped in this house. Each night, the guests arrive.
Stout, what do you want? Show yourself!
That's bonkers. I remember seeing that at a friend's house when I was so young. I didn't get to play it. Like, an older brother was playing it, but I loved the look of it.
Is mostly known for ushering in the CD-ROM era.
That's so
once
cool.
Upon a time. But it's a great puzzle adventure game. And it's cool to see Vertigo Games and Vertigo Studios Rotterdam staying true to the original, but reimagining it for a new era.
Nice.
The team is using
like that.
volumetric video to capture the live-action performances of actors to help tell the game's story. They're also fully recreating the iconic mansion in 3D for the first time.
It was actual actors. It
Just
was like...
don't be surprised if it starts changing shape around you.
Yeah.
It is haunted after all. In addition to the seventh guest, Vertigo is working on Arizona Sunshine 2, a sequel to one of the most popular games from VR's early days. This one people have been waiting to see for a long time, including me. You might have seen the CG reveal recently.
Will we get a
but
proper
today,
trailer?
We have another short teaser for you.
Gameplay?
Time to say hello to your old pal Freddy. And hello to a new friend as well.
Thank you so much for the donation, Christoph. Thank you. That's so generous. I really appreciate it. CG.
Oh, what's going on, Fred? Hold up. Allow me to show you how it's done. Nice, but... Oh, yeah, that's gonna do. Watch and learn. What the... Get a room. You know that only counts as one.
So I know people were hyped about how it looked at the PSVR 2 showcase, but now we know it's not going to look
In
that good.
Arizona Sunshine 2, you'll survive the desolate waste of Arizona with your new best friend, Buddy, who you can trust to have your back, even when Freddy's are trying to take a bite out of it.
Not that I care. I love Arizona.
Arizona Sunshine 2 launches later this year, so be sure to check out the game's extended CG reveal trailer if you haven't already. Okay. Last November, Netflix and Tenderclaws revealed that the hit series Stranger Things is coming to VR.
Cool.
I hope you're comfortable in the Upside Down, because you're going to be spending a lot of time there. In this chilling psychological horror experience, you are Vecna, invading people's minds and conjuring up their worst nightmares as you look to take revenge on Eleven and her friends. Stranger Things VR comes to MetaQuest Store later this year. And here is a brand new trailer.
I'm excited. I freaking love Stranger Things, man. You get to play as Vecna.
I saw a means to realize my potential, to transcend my human form, to become the predator I was always born to be.
Oh.
It's time.
That looks cool. And Tenderclaws games are bonkers. So, no doubt it will also be freaking weird.
Next, it's time to strap into your omnidirectional mobility gear and prepare to fight the unthinkable.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan is a best-selling manga series, acclaimed anime adaptation, and now, thanks to the team at Universe, an exhilarating VR game. Attack on Titan VR Unbreakable lets you join the Scout Regiment and go head-to-head with the Titans themselves. Swing through the air using your ODM gear and take down enemies many times your size as you try to protect the last vestiges of humankind. Some of you may already be familiar with this game because we teased it late last year, but you didn't get to see the game's dynamic, high-flying battles. Today you will.
Wait, are we getting gameplay? Oh, pre-rendered animation. again, I'm excited for that. It's going to be... I love Attack on Titan. I want to see gameplay. I need gameplay. But it's coming this year. It's coming winter, I guess, unless it gets delayed.
Back in 2011, Polish developer People Can Fly,
Big naked
creators
people.
behind Outriders and Painkiller,
Massive naked
introduced the
people.
world to skill shots. Blast an enemy out of the air, skill shot. Kick him into a cactus, skill shot.
Bullet storm.
Crush somebody under a hot dog cart. You get the idea. Now imagine how creative you could get with that system in VR.
I freaking love Bullet
Get
Storm.
imagining it. We've got it. Here's your first look at Bulletstorm in VR.
Take my money, baby. Take my money. This is a cool get, man. I never thought I'd see Bulletstorm ever again. I love Bulletstorm so much. Kicking people into cactuses is like the funnest thing you can do.
This is the Bulletstorm we all know and love. Every skill shot,
I'll kill
every
your
story
dick.
beat fully recreated from the ground up for VR. And for the first time, you'll actually be able to handle an energy leash, deliver devastating blows, and mow down hordes of mutated enemies. So book your ticket to the planet Stygia for later this year. And thanks to People Can Fly and Incuvo for bringing such a fun project to life.
Love that.
Okay, before we start talking about our final game, I know you've been waiting for an update on Assassin's Creed in VR. And I have good news. Assassin's Creed Nexus is coming to the MetaQuest store by the end of the year. Tune in to Ubisoft Forward on June 12th for the full reveal of Assassin's Creed Nexus. All right, I promised you a deep dive. Let's get into it. In 2019, Asgard's Wrath took us on an epic journey across the fabled 9 realms of Norse mythology. That journey ended here, imprisoned in this very tavern by the trickster god Loki. But Destiny has more in store for you. From Sanzaru Games and Oculus Studios, this is the world premiere of Asgard's Wrath 2.
This must be long then.
Is spreading. Loki's evil invades all realms. He must not be stopped. Betrayal has made you stronger, Guardian.
No more war pigs have the power. Hand of God has struck the
Your reality is mine, Guardian.
Exact your vengeance.
And unleash your wrath.
Very cool. Okay, so that's their big hitter. So we ain't seeing GTA.
Asgard's Wrath 2 is an all-new standalone adventure in this epic series. Freed from prison by the Weavers of Fate, you'll set out on a new quest across time and space. from the Norse realms to the deserts of ancient Egypt. Here on the Great Sand Sea, you'll once again battle gods and creatures of myth to stop Loki from upending all of creation. When the original Asgard's Wrath released on PC VR, it wowed players with its jaw-dropping scale, brutal physics-based combat, and stunning graphics. Asgard's Wrath 2 will set a whole new standard for wireless VR. This is the deep and immersive action RPG that you've been waiting for. Packing enormous, free-roaming environments, gorgeous visuals, and well over 60 hours of exploration and intense combat into MetaQuest 2 and MetaQuest 3. Today, my friend Matt Kramer, head of design at Sanzaro Games, will take us on a tour of the team's groundbreaking title. Everything you're about to see was captured in-game. Matt, the mic's yours.
Thanks, Ruth. I'm so excited to show everyone what we've been working on at Sanzaro these last few years. Asgard's Wrath 2 picks up where the first game left off, in a mysterious tavern you can't escape from. You're suddenly thrust into battle with a giant creature, clearly from another realm. Just when you think all is lost, you encounter the Weavers of Fate, a trio of beings that set you off upon your adventure to find and stop Loki. So just how much bigger is this game? Not only will you travel through new Asgardian locations, like Muspelheim, the Land of Fire, the Weavers of Fate will also bring you into new realms, like the vast desert expanse of ancient Egypt. These massive worlds, beyond the scope of any other game on the MetaQuest platform, come alive in Asgard's Wrath 2. Dotted with temples, caves and dungeons, characters to meet,
travel well,
monsters to battle, quests and side quests, wildlife, crafting resources, mini-games, and more. This is a living world you can roam and explore freely. The most expansive of these worlds is the Great Sand Sea, full of hidden treasures and unique events. You could spend hours upon hours exploring this map and still not discover all its secrets. You might decide to prove your combat prowess by hunting rare, high-level monsters that roam the sands, or gather plants or and animal parts to craft useful consumable goods, such as bait to attract wildlife, or a ward that provides a temporary AoE benefit wherever you throw it. But it's not all about survival. Kick back and fish, or beat your high score at the Slingshot Shooting Gallery. There's no shortage of stuff to do and see outside the primary quest line. These worlds are so big, you're going to want some more speed as you move through them. Luckily, you'll have the power of a god at your fingertips. As with Asgard's Wrath, you'll be able to transform a few brave animals into unique warrior followers to help you solve puzzles and eviscerate enemies. New in this game, they'll serve as powerful mounts that can carry you swiftly across the massive realms of Asgard's Wrath 2. Of course, what's fast on foot or mount can look very different to a god. Like Asgard's Wrath, you'll also see the world from the god-scale perspective and use your cosmic powers to manipulate the mortal world around you. Reach inaccessible areas, solve puzzles, and more. You can't save the world alone, though. Egypt is full of would-be heroes who need your godly assistance to enter the realm of legend. Each hero in Asgard's Wrath 2 is completely unique. Different weapons, different skills and abilities, and different strengths. By possessing these mortals, you can help them fulfill their destinies and get closer to yours as well. The first of these heroes is Abraxas, a cynical tomb robber with a grudge against the gods. You and Abraxas make an unlikely pair, but you'll have to work together to take down fearsome enemies like the bloodthirsty goddess Sekhmet. Abraxas seeks vengeance against Sekhmet for the murder of his father. With his boomerang axe, whip sword, and bladed shield at your command, he'll stop at nothing to defeat her. Combat was one of the aspects players loved most about Asgard's Wrath, us included. It was vicious and brutal. Whether swinging a sword, throwing an axe, or even using your fists, the combat made you feel powerful and skilled. In the first game, the combat favored a defense-first approach, meaning you had to block and parry a series of enemy attacks before you had a chance to remove their runic shields. This loop had to be completed 3 or 4 times before you could start damaging an enemy. In Asgard's Wrath 2, our updated combat system is centered around player choice. Nothing is holding you back. You can chip away at enemy shields through a flurry of attacks or land skilled parries to trigger opportunity windows that let you cut through your enemy's defenses with ease. We've also expanded the systems to include elemental types for a greater degree of player customization and wider variety amongst enemy archetypes. This time, we have a full physics system implemented for weapons, with swords, axes, bows, staffs, and more at your disposal. You can find a combat style that's right for you. But you'll need to change up your approach, as enemies will now react to your every movement and switch up their own attacks. You'll also unlock new skills and abilities as you level up, letting you invest further in the weapons you use most. Unlock powerful abilities and super attacks to truly change the game. Nothing feels better than seeing your weapon soar into the air and rain down on a horde of enemies. You'll also discover relics you can slot into your weapons and armor that will provide you with powerful buffs, like adding fire damage to your weapon or heal over time, allowing you to customize your weapon set against each enemy you face. But you won't be the only one leveling up. Your animal followers have their own skill trees and will grow in power the more you spend time with them. Even with an upgraded companion and all these powers at your disposal, don't think the enemy AI will go easy on you. As you level up, so will they, gaining new abilities, smarter tactics, sneaky counters, stronger armor, powerful super attacks, and relics to use against you. Some will even heal each other, boost each other's damage, or call for reinforcements. You'll have to use all the strength, endurance, speed, and quick thinking you can muster to forge a path through the ravenous enemies that lay between you and your destiny. For a true challenge and the opportunity to earn bragging rights amongst your friends, you can step into the Uncharted Rifts, an infinitely replayable dungeon crawling mode with exclusive loot that you can take back with you into the main campaign.
Cool.
The rifts are always open, so you can visit at any point during or even after the campaign and put your skills against some of the toughest time-limited challenges the rifts have to offer. Face increasingly ferocious enemies as you delve deeper into these endless labyrinths, encountering the ghosts of players who fell victim to the rifts before you. Whether friend or foe, these specters will be part of your dungeon,
Dark
helping
Souls
or hindering your progress. Survive long enough, and you'll earn a spot on the leaderboards and those precious bragging rights. The Uncharted Rifts are deep and full of mystery. They're almost like a whole game on their own, and we've barely scratched the surface of all the unique dangers you'll encounter. I hope that this first look at Asgard's Wrath 2 has you excited. We've got so much more to show you. More heroes, more companions, more gods, Loki anomalies. I can't wait to show you more. Back to you, Ruth.
I have many thoughts. Many.
Okay, now head over to the MetaQuest store because pre-orders of Asgard's Wrath 2 are open. Pre-order, and you'll get a copy of the original Asgard's Wrath on PC. You don't have to play it before, but it'll add some fun context. You'll also get immediate access to the Great Sand Sea home environment I'm standing in now, and unlock an exclusive Asgard's Wrath 2 themed character, as well as the title of Cosmic Guardian in Population 1. And once Asgard's Wrath 2 launches later this year, those who pre-ordered will get access to the Sword of Ra and the Sun God's battle armor. That's the end of our main showcase, but stick around for more, because up next, we have some of the most passionate VR creators sitting down to discuss the games from the show. And while you're there, we're running a sale on favorites like NFL Pro Era, Resident Evil 4, Bone Lab, Among Us, and many more. And like last year, we're also giving away this awesome room I'm standing in. It's available now in settings under home environments.
Everyone getting hot for Ruth.
Of course, there's so much more we want to share with you.
Calm yourselves.
We plan to announce more games, major updates to existing titles, and we've got a whole new headset to launch. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and thanks to the developers who helped put this show together. Keep playing, and we'll see you next year.
Okay. So that's the end. Where's the beginning?
I'm going to be in so much trouble if this leaks. But this actually looks a lot like Quest 6. The Ecto 1? Oh yeah, that's still parked at my place. No, they're not getting it back.
Outtakes. Okay. Right, okay. That is it. That is the whole showcase. So let me hit you with my just immediate knee-jerk opinion of what was announced there. So for me personally, and it's always personal, I'm going to make myself slightly bigger because I'm very small in the corner. Woohoo! I just ate one of them mushrooms. I'm all big now. For me personally, there's stuff there that I'm excited about. So Bulletstorm, Seventh Guest, Vampire Masquerade, Power Wash Simulator, Asgard's Wrath 2, and I think I'm missing something. Assassin's Creed actually happening, and we're going to get a reveal of it, a full reveal of it on the 12th of June at the Ubisoft showcase. It makes sense that they want to keep that for themselves. That's pretty huge in itself. I know it didn't really take much space in this showcase, but them saying Assassin's Creed is coming out this year, you're gonna see it in 2 weeks time, that's pretty massive. Samba is kind of fun. It's cool it's coming back. Not a big one for me. I think those 6 are the big 6 for me. Seventh Guest, Bulletstorm, Vampire Masquerade, Asgard's Wrath, Power Wash Simulator, and Assassin's Creed. So that's 6 titles. And then the other things didn't look bad either. There's some other great stuff in there, like an update on Ghostbusters. I was already sold on Ghostbusters. I'm going to buy Ghostbusters. I'm hyped for Ghostbusters. There's good stuff there for me. I would be happy if they were only 6 things, but there are more things there. So like, I think they've done a good job of laying out what's coming over the next 6 months. There's a lot of good stuff to be excited for the next 6 months. I think there are still question marks hanging over their head, and probably all in your heads and in a lot of consumers' heads, especially people who have bought Quest 2. We can't deny the fact that it's been 2 years since Grand Theft Auto was announced. I think it might be time to start assuming that isn't happening. Or it's hit some kind of developmental struggle. Something's going wrong there. It was either announced far too early, when it was still kind of proof of concept, but nothing had really started being worked on. No foundation had been laid. It's encountered some kind of development issues, because it would have been announced around the same time that the definitive edition came out, and the definitive edition of the GTA trilogy was a mess. And I think confidence maybe from Rockstar might have been knocked off the back of that being so bad that they were like, this either needs to be right or we need to not do it, because we can't take 2 hits in a row, because Rockstar don't really release crap. You know, the quality of their product is high. They release bangers. You know, they put a lot of effort into them. They release games that are critical and commercial darlings. And the GTA definitive trilogy was a mess, and it was panned, and it still isn't great now. So following off the back of that, if San Andreas VR wasn't in a good place, they might have got cold feet on it and been like, either we're not doing this, or we're not doing it until it's fully ready. I don't know. I don't have insider information, but I feel like there's something fundamentally wrong with GTA San Andreas VR. I think. I just cannot for the life of me figure out what it is. It was definitely announced too soon, and it got people so I watched that showcase with GT. Me and Gamertag had the exact same facial expression. We were blown away by that announcement. So I am gutted that hasn't made an appearance again, because every year that goes by, it gets further and further away from feeling like it's actually ever going to happen. For me personally, I feel like it's going to be good. GTA is the Apple launch title. That would be amazing. So yeah, GTA, it's a definite disappointment. You know, that it wasn't here. Disappointment, hugely. Assassin's Creed being confirmed and actually happening, and we're going to see it in 2 weeks, is massive. I'm so excited for that. I will tune into the Ubisoft showcase now to check that out. Hopefully that looks good. That could be huge. You know, that could be the best thing they've got, and they just couldn't show it because Ubisoft want to hold all the cards and show it themselves. I think that the elephant in the room really right now is Asgard's Wrath 2, because there's like two opinions on it in my head. It's like two warring opinions. I'll run the trailer while I talk about it. Is that the trailer? Is it around here? Yeah, it's around here. I'll run the trailer with like basically no audio. So Asgard's Wrath 2. Asgard's Wrath, the original, was a stunning game. I still haven't finished it, but it's a stunning game. It's a testament to how good PC VR can be. It looks gorgeous. It's huge. It's expansive. It's got so many systems. It's a true RPG with great combat, built from the ground up for PC VR, and people absolutely love it. So the elephant in the room really is that Asgard's Wrath 2 is not coming to PC VR. And I understand it, but that doesn't make it any easier to swallow that pill. You know, the Quest 2, the standalone format that Meta have pioneered, is the dominant format. You know, it's what most people have. So the focus has shifted onto that platform, and that's where they're deploying all their resources. But it still breaks my heart to see PC VR completely left in the dust. You know, it would have been great to have this on Quest 2, but also a PC VR version with higher fidelity, higher visuals, better effects, etc, etc, etc. So this is going to sting PC VR players, because why wouldn't it? You know, they're the people that went out to bat and bought the game when it launched. You know, the people who purchased Asgard's Wrath 1 on PC VR are the reason really that Asgard's Wrath 2 exists, because they made it a financial viable, you know, thing, a venture that was worth investing in. So that sucks. But on the other hand, if you're a standalone player, that's really freaking impressive. What they've pulled off, regardless of what you think of how what the graphics look like, or animations and clunkiness and those kind of rough edges, if you just look at it and go, that's a standalone game, it's staggering. I think the deep dive showed confidence. They're confident in the product. They sat and spoke about it for 8 minutes or something like that. It felt like a long time. It was probably a bit too long, I think. It was maybe overconfident. I would have been happy with a shorter round upon it. But they're clearly confident in the product they've made. And I understand that, because how many other 60-hour-long, expansive, almost open world-esque RPGs are there currently on standalone platforms? The answer is none. There aren't any. We don't have a game like this for standalone. So in terms of it setting a new bar for size, scale, and quality, that is possible and achievable on a standalone piece of VR hardware, it's massive. And I really respect that, and I'm genuinely excited to play it and see how it pans out. I think there's a whole audience of people who have probably bought into the Quest 2, who have bought into standalone VR, who want a big game like this. And and it just hurts that it's kind of come at the cost of a PC VR player. I'm caught in the middle because I'm really excited for it, and I think it's a technical marvel for standalone, and I'm going to play the absolute dick off of it. But at the same time, I'm like, it sucks that because I know many PC VR players. I've got a lot of PC VR friends who have their own personal reasons. They don't want to play on the Quest. They want to play on their PC, and they want to play at the highest fidelity possible, and they want it to be as immersive as possible, and you know, they want to, and I totally get it. I totally get it. But I also get Meta wanting a selling point for their standalone headset, and this is a big selling point. If you've been looking for an RPG, an action RPG, this thing is really impressive. And on the other hand, I know a lot of people who just have a Quest, who just have a standalone headset and don't have a PC, and they'll be losing their mind because they can play this 60-hour RPG on their Quest now, which is crazy. But there are points coming up in the chat right now which are completely valid. Imagine having to stop every 2 hours because of the battery life. It's a 60-hour game. You may as well play plugged into the wall. Put like a power block in your pocket. The best thing in the world would be to give players both. You know, have a PC version that still exists. There's still a bit of pain lingering and existing from when Meta kind of came out and said, you know, we're not supporting PC VR anymore. And I can't remember if it was an official statement was made, but I remember when it happened, and I remember when the focus shifted completely to Quest 2, and we stopped getting PC VR games. And if you use the Oculus app on PC, it's very outdated. It hasn't been updated in the longest time. It looks like it did when I bought my Rift S, probably even longer ago than that. So it does hurt, and it sucks that they've abandoned the PC VR market because it isn't as lucrative than as the Quest 2 market standalone. But I do wish we could get both. I don't know how big of a development studio Sanzaru is, and whether they have the resource to develop the two separate versions. I don't know. I don't want to try and make excuses or understand it, because I don't understand it. I'm not close enough to the projects, but I do understand why. If you're a PC VR gamer and you see something like this, you'd be like, oh, it would look so much better on PC. And I get it. I think this is going to be freaking amazing. And I'm very excited for it. And I can see why they ended the showcase with it. But I can also understand being a PC VR gamer who's a little bit butthurt, for lack of a better word. Right now, it's nice to have options. It's amazing. It's incredible to have options, you know. Bobo M2 Pro sales are going to skyrocket when this game drops. Everyone's going to need just so many I think I've got 4 Bobo batteries. Like, these things, they're just all over my house. So I'm going to need even more. I'm going to need like thousands of them, because, yeah, 60-hour long game, 2-hour battery life. Woo! It's going to be crazy. I'm happy with the showcase in general. I think walking away with 6 titles I'm excited for is better than I felt last year. I remember walking away from last year's one, and I was excited. There was some good stuff on there. But I don't think I was that positive. But 6 titles I'm actually excited to play. And titles that feel like they're actually making. Asgard's Wrath feels like it's taking a step forward, and it's something much bigger and more meaningful than we've had on Quest for a long time. I was talking to Gamertag VR. I talked to Gamertag quite a bit, but me and him often reflect on the fact that I think the last Quest 2 game that came out that felt like a kind of a step forward in terms of size, length, quality, and kind of a moment in the medium was, for us, Resident Evil 4. And that was a while ago now. But that was the last time I was like, oh, this is special. You know, this is a landmark title. It's had some real care put into it. It's a long game. It's exciting. That was the last moment where I think I was like, oh, we're going to start getting games like this. And then we didn't really get any more games like that. And this feels like the next one that's kind of a moment. It's big, it's expansive, it's like nothing else we have on the Quest 2. And I hope we continue to see games like this. You know? It's good stuff. Seventh Guest. Bulletstorm. Bulletstorm's a real surprise. Power Wash is great. I say Vampire Masquerade. It looked very Dishonored-y. It looked very Saints and Sinners. There's some good stuff here. I would say probably not enough variety. I would still like to see more different genres coming through on the Quest. You know, we still need that good kind of driving sim, or like maybe not a sim. Probably hasn't got the graphical capabilities to do something like Gran Turismo level, but something like that. Some more extreme sports games, some more kind of out of the box games. We're getting a lot of action games and shooters, but yeah, the lighting looks good for the Quest. Visually, for the Quest, it looks incredible, and I'd be interested to know if it looks even better on Quest 3, because all this stuff is going to work on Quest 3, which is going to come out at the end of the year, and I do wonder if any of these games are going to have a graphical boost on the Quest 3. You kind of got to assume they have. I mean, I assume Sanzaru have been developing this with Quest 3 and Quest 2 in mind, so they probably already know the specs, they know the overheads they've got to work with, and they might be able to squeeze even more out of it on the new hardware. So does Ruth come with the new home environment? Ruth is lovely. She's wonderful. She always I think she's a great host. I really enjoy seeing her on the gaming showcases. She's lovely. You're all thirsty boys and you need a cold shower, or just go in the garden and hose yourselves down. Whatever works. That's probably the best way to do it. And then all your neighbours get to see that you're a thirsty boy who needs to cool down. Can anyone make Ruth a follower in Skyrim? Probably yes, but I'm not going to tell you where to go to do that. Asgard is looking like an actual console quality game. Big budget, great production, no shortcomings, solid. Yeah, it is. It actually is. And you could tell that in the fact that they were so confident. They went, we're going to show you a trailer, and then I'm going to talk about the game and show you constant stuff for like 10 more minutes. They've really, and I've never seen that with a VR game. I've never seen it with a VR game. VR games tend to get in and get out with their trailers. They go, hey, look, we've got a game. This is the game. This is what you can do. See you later. I've never really seen it a showcase for a game like this. You see it with Sony. You see it with Microsoft. You see it at all the kind of the big flashy presentations from the big devs. I've never seen a VR dev go to these lengths to showcase their game. I think it shows shows confidence in the product, and I'd be interested to see how it sells. I'd be interested to see what the expectations like, because it's Asgard's Wrath, as incredible as the first one is. It's a built for VR IP, you know. There's only a few built for VR IPs, I think, that have been able to really cement themselves as kind of almost household names, and that's like Gorilla Tag, Beat Saber, Boneworks. There's probably a few others, but this is it's a big punt. I'm sure a lot of money's gone into this game, so I'm sure it needs to do well, and I hope it does. I really hope it does. I hope there's a hunger for this. First Arizona Sunshine was terrible. What the Who are you? Where have you come from? First Arizona Sunshine was bloody amazing, but you have to think about it in terms of the time it came out. I played it when it launched, and at that point it was like, oh, this is amazing. If you play it now, it doesn't feel, you know, it's lacking. It feels dated as all hell, but that's because it is quite dated. So, but when it came out, Arizona Sunshine was amazing. I absolutely loved it. Can we go back to Ruth shaking her maracas and Sam? No, we can't. I refuse to do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not I'm not helping your needs. Right. I am going to call it there. Hopefully there's, you know, some positives from this showcase. Hopefully you're walking away not feeling super dejected. Don't forget, there's also Attack on Titan. It's coming out this year. I forgot about that. Bloody hell. That's coming out this year. We didn't get a gameplay trailer. And Stranger Things. 8 titles. 8 titles I'm excited for. Stranger Things, Attack on Titan, if the gameplay ends up being good. Arizona Sunshine, 9! Wait, hold on. Attack on Titan, Stranger Things, Arizona Sunshine, Vampire Masquerade, Assassin's Creed, Asgard's Wrath 2, Seventh Guest, more, others, Power Wash Simulator. And something else that I've forgotten. 9 games I'm excited for from this showcase. Hopefully you will walk away with some positives in your mind. We didn't get GTA. There are questions about that. I'm sure people are going to be talking about that online. But just for today, we got Ghostbusters, thank you. We got a Quest 3 reveal, and in my opinion, 9 games that I'm excited to play. And that's 9 games in the next 6 months. Over a game a month, which is more than Xbox have. Really? I have no hate towards the Xbox, but it's definitely more than they've got. And, you know, PlayStation, probably not more than what they've got. They've got Spider-Man, that counts for about 30 games. Behemoth, I do want to see Behemoth, but I guess don't forget at the very start of this showcase, they said these games are coming in the next 6 months. They're going to be out before the end of the year. If you're not seeing something, it's probably because it's not scheduled for this year. So Behemoth is probably it's further away than this year. Doesn't mean it's not looking good. Doesn't mean it's, we're not going to see it. Just means it's not this year. So they're focusing on things that are in the immediate future. So ain't that hard to beat Xbox. I beat Xbox. I've got more games coming out than Xbox. Stay tuned. I've got some amazing games coming out on Ben Pass. $5.99 a month. You'll get exclusive access to all of them. Right. They'll be out within the year. Oh, did they say within a year or within this year? Like before this year's over? Can we clarify? Can we do some kind of clarification? Was it written text? Was it written text? Ah! Within the next year. Within the next year. So I guess that's a year. So that's 9 games in 12 months, I guess. So we're 3 short of 1 a month, but I'm sure there'll be some surprises. So not technically 2023, just a year window. Let's clarify. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Right. I am going to 12 months. Yeah, thank you. So I'm just getting excited. I've eaten too many flumps. I had a pack of refreshers. I'm off my tits on sugar. It's crazy. I'm gonna crash any minute now. I'll be asleep in this chair. Right. Comb the beard. My beard's looking all right. Right. Thank you very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I know a lot of people were streaming. As always, it's amazing that you chose to come and sit with me and watch the event. I'm pretty happy with it. Hopefully you guys can walk away positive, take some positives away. We didn't get everything we wanted, but tune into Ubisoft on the 12th of June when we'll get an Assassin's Creed VR reveal. Hopefully we'll get a big chunk of gameplay, and we'll know more about that. That could be another massive win for Quest 2. I'm feeling pretty confident about it. I like that more than the PSVR 2 portion of the PlayStation showcase. So, positives. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of your week. Thank you for hanging out with me. Love you all. Take care. Hugs and kisses. Sweet dreams. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll probably see you tomorrow for a video because you know what I'm like. I always make videos. Peace out. Much love. Take care. Bye.